Everything should be working, hopefully. Ah, wait, hold on, I'm fucking it up. I gotta do like this so you don't hear it in super cancer stereo shenanigans. There we go. Should have purchased a new pair of headphones too. I don't know, they still kind of work. Oh, hello there, both of you. Hold on. I'm gonna, lag a little bit for a moment here. There we go. It was close, but yeah. Also, what's up with with all the refollows, Oasis? Last 3 followers are you. That makes no sense at all. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully it doesn't crash. I swear to fuck, OBS is... cancer sometimes. But it doesn't want to fucking respond to, to Chrome at all for, no reason. You restart the PC, and then you do the exact same thing, and then it's like, okay, now it's fine. But then not really. And then it derps out anyway, and then you can't, reopen the old... if you close a tab, you can't, reopen the old tab, because then it's somehow corrupted for OBS, so you have to go in and make a whole new one, and then I can't even explain what goes wrong with it. That's the worst part. It makes no sense at all. It just... It's like it has a 50% chance of working. But, anyway. Moving on. We're continuing construction on this thing up here. I've looked into a little bit of stuff. Not much. But we need to start with checking that the northwest corners of the 2 tubes that we've made are free. Because we'll need that. And I should probably sleep. To start with. Because I may have arranged it wrong. And if I have, then that's why we didn't see any spawns last time. Then I can't remember if I still have zombies up there. Also, having them in the minecarts might be a problem, potentially. Because I'm not sure if they have a target when they're in the minecarts. We might need to make a little damage station here in the center, where they can actually, instead of this setup here. First things first. So it's always the northwest corner of a block, apparently. So which way am I looking? And where the hell do I see that? A little, not really. I've heard about it, but that's about it. I feel like it's equally stupid of both of them to make diss track. I'm not too much into the whole diss track back and forth bullshit. I did heard about the shooting though, which is sort of like, whoa, okay. Easy there. At first I was thinking it was sort of like an interesting market strategy for both of them. Have beef, right? I'm pretty sure that's like all the diss tracks are basically that thing. But this seems to be getting a little personal. Hold on. Cutting out around. Rubbed my eyes again. Super annoying. Okay, hold on. Where do I see the direction? I know you can see it in here somewhere. Facing north. West. So this whole thing is completely unspawnable. Okay, got it. Yep. But we're all waiting for the point 21, right? For the crafters and all. And that also means that this whole thing is unspawned. I actually managed to make them so that none of these work. Amazing. Alright, well, I know what the issue is with my spawning platforms. That's at least for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like stupid to take it that far. Okay, so the basic gist is the reinforcement mechanic, as far as I understand at the current moment, when you hit a zombie, it has some sort of chance that it will spawn reinforcements. So what we're trying to do here is, of course, to force the reinforcement spawns to spawn in here. Interesting sentence. Now they will only do so. Let's say we pick this block here in that particular corner, which means I need to switch these two around and have the chains on the opposite side, and I also need to do it over here because it will still be the northwest corner, which is always that direction. So I literally fucked these up exactly as I was talking about. Well, let's start by doing that. Did I extend both of them? Also, we can definitely check that if we make like a tube in here, that they definitely don't need to be more than 40, because, I mean, it's from 7 away, so, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually perfect. Okay, so starting here is perfect. We'll probably take it into here, maybe, but... Yeah, definitely tongue twister. I'm not sure if I made them too... What? Huh? Okay, that was that's just a random block there. Alright, so let's see. Where am I here? Okay, so that's 39. And then at the edge, or I suppose in here where he's taking damage, that's... What did I say, 30? It's about 30 blocks. Okay, so that's not too long. That's fine. Are these the same size? Is the center point right? No, maybe? Too much visual info here. My eyes are like salting up for some fucking reason. Or I'm dropping more dirt into them, which is annoying as fuck. Or I've eaten too much salt, which might also be the case. If I look directly in this... They're probably the same length, right? Sure. Let's assume so. Probably extended that one first, and then this... Hold on, wait a minute. We can check that for sure easily. It's not the hole. Down, okay. This is the exit. Okay, they're definitely both correct. I think this one is not finished, but that's about it. Unless it is. Is that enough? Or do I think I have to hold it. Oh, okay, it's just not finished. Fine. Oh. Alright then. And we can make a smaller part on that direction where we will know that this one will work. Because again, northwest, that direction. So this corner right here will be viable. So this one we don't need to mess around with. So of course, I had to just... Typical, right? And then this one, it will also work. So the two that I picked... Fucking damn it. The two sides that I picked to test with are the only two sides that don't work. Oh, great level of brain power achieved. Yep, alright. Let's change the bottom out. Maybe we change the top two so it looks nice then. Start doing that. Ooh, Did I use full blocks for that? I probably did. Yeah, okay. I could use stairs anyway, even though I was talking about not doing it for making it look similar. And then just have those be sloped. Or maybe it will look weird. We can always decorate extra later if we really want to. Wonder how many of them fall out over the edge. Not that many, clearly. I don't see anything on the other side. So what's the easiest way to do this? That's a good question. I don't think it matters, really. Ah, wait, never mind. This is Dude, what? I mean, yeah, it's kind of whatever. But we could do this. And then just slowly do it on this side. This is again to get this corner to be put in a center line, which is kind of what we want, so that they will spawn in the middle of these tubes, technically. It's a bit weird, because every other mob spawn in the game is in the center of a block, except for this one, which is what allows this design to function. But it's still kind of limited, of course, by it's unintuitive in a sense, because it's only one specific corner. It's a little bit weird. I'm gonna run out of stairs, aren't I? Yep. Well, I guess we switch it around then. And then we go down and drop all of it. Oh. Excuse you. Kind of wish chains were easier to place. Or at least en masse somehow. Can I hold both down? I can't. Ah, okay, never mind, I can't. That's gonna cause that to happen, got it. Alright, let me go down and grab stuff before it despawns. Ah, it's gonna be all over the place. On the roofs, most likely, yeah. Ah, one here, though. Oh, wow, it really comes all the way out here. At least it's all mostly the nice little line here. Alright, doable. Risk can despawn if there's more. It's fine. Luckily, we have a plenty supply of both of these materials. Keeping it a little bit simple. I suppose I'm kind of doing that for the copper farm as well later. I guess we'll cross that over there. And then we will have to redesign the center anyway here. So I think I'll just leave it at that point there. That's fine. Oh. Whoops. God, dude, why the fuck is it always doing it that way? Come on. I know it's because I'm fucking missing and punching it up here at the top, but a rotating tool or something of the sort wouldn't be a bad idea for the game. I know there is a built-in like debug stick or something that does it. Is that dirt I saw out there? What's that doing there? How'd that get in there? Fuck. I guess I need to get up at some point, huh? Any more shenanigans? I don't think so. Damn it, I missed. There we go. Great, so the objective is we redo these two so that they will actually function as spawn platforms. We might have to build the other ones as well while we're at it. Or just make those be small. But we can start with testing those two once they have been corrected. Then we sort of figure out how we need to damage the zombies. And then really, it's actually really arbitrary how you do this. Because you can basically, any which way you can damage the zombies, as long as they have a target, will function for generating the mobs out here. And at that point, it literally becomes just like whatever I can think of for the machine in the center to handle the damaging of the zombies and the ramping of the influx that comes from these. And then how the yeah, how the hell it works. It's gonna be a little bit weird. For sure. Oh. Can't have that. Gotta close it off at least. There we go. And then over this one here. So now this corner, this last block technically isn't usable. Because, or maybe, I don't know. No, I would imagine that it isn't. But that's fine because, we can't really avoid that anyway. So this corner here, that corner there, and so on. For this block here, it would be this one. All the way down will now function as a proper spawn point for these buggers. And then we'll run a couple of tests to see if we get some new boys out of it. Which we definitely should this time. Hopefully. Regardless, before we try and even think about the monstrosity that's going to be in the center of this, we have to get the feeders here working. Because that's the backbone of it anyway. And it's a good thing we caught this early as well, because it could have been worst case scenario. I could have built the other two and then just started and wondered why the hell nothing came out of these ever. Which would have been bad. There. Let's put a roof on it. See, it's almost a shame you can't like just hold backwards and then I guess maybe if I do like this sideways, it still fucks it up anyway. It might, you know what? Actually, this might just be a skill issue. I'm sure the old school Minecrafters that played it forever can just do that without thinking about it. But I cannot. Oh, maybe this is better. How do I? Ah. That was nice and easy. Alright. Same drill for this one. Okay, again, jump while you do it. Like the idea of it, so I could pick up things. I think that lands at the top. I guess, okay, I guess I didn't make it all the way nicely. Oh, come on. Why is it missing one log, dude? Can I yoink it from somewhere? No? Damn it. Alright, hold on. Surely I have like one log. Maybe not. I have been spending a fair bit of wood. Maybe downstairs? I'm listening too much to the soundtrack. I'm aware. Heroes 3 is pretty good. Still, after all these years. Makes you wonder how much they thought about it when they made it. Oh my god, there's nothing, is there? Fuck off. Mine. Oh, and the wood hull hasn't grown. Crap, I actually... Shit. Okay. I must have one somewhere. Maybe I borrow one from the top somewhere. What about out here? Haven't looked in this one for a while. Wait, hold on. We can totally do this. These are just here for aesthetics purposes anyway. Ooh. Just do this. And those leaves should disappear on their own. We got the few logs. Let's throw out trash while we're here. Not sure if this counts as a log. And that should just grow up in time whenever it feels like it. Alright. Good. I did some Minecraft IRL as well. Moved a little bit of one of the fences that I'm working on over the last couple of days. Unfortunately, it's not as fast as in here. Tightened up a little bit, straightened it out. Looks significantly better and is a little bit more functional, which is good. Let's remove these first. Good enough. Well, I got some of these. I wonder if I can... I probably shouldn't. I should really start with the iron, actually. Or the... Not the iron, but actually the stairs. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I was like, I have to stop here in a split second, right? Because basically I'm running out of the stairs. And then I guess... Well, I can't go down yet. I need to like, cut these out. Gonna run out of these anyway, too. It is nice. This is significantly faster, though, because you don't need to worry about the placement, really. Oops. It's weird how sometimes it feels faster. Brah. Get out of here, you. Do. And then we do that one. No! You bastard. Put that into that. Oh, that's the danger of having it over here. Yes, we'll just do that for the edges, I think. Let me do that to begin with. Make it easy. Ah, shit. Mm, is that right in the center of this? It is. Hmm. Hmm. We may need to change that later then. Do we get them up somewhere else? But we probably have to do that anyway, to be fair. I will... I don't have enough dirt for it. Guess we just use those. Actually, you know what? I guess I'll wait. No, I don't have to, because nothing else than the reinforcement can spawn in there. We're good. Let's go down. I'm getting used to it, so it doesn't, you know, I don't get the stomach effect from it anymore. It's been a while since I've been over here. Not the most exciting build, but it's good to have the pumpkin patch. Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely the cause of all those. Or zombies, maybe, too. Maybe they can do it. I'm not sure if they fall down. Ah, there's probably something on the roof of this thing. Can I parkour my way up somehow? Hmm. Nope. Maybe if I sneak out through the tower side? Which I made so you can't do. Hold on, we can go up here. Ah, I see it. Aha. Oh, shoot, can I even... I don't think I can do this, actually. Hmm. I think it is made in such a way that it is not possible. Not the best... Okay, that's only that. No, wait. Okay, we got 2 out of it, I guess. 3, maybe. I like the roof design, because it's, like, extra tall. But it is also impractical when you need to climb up on it. Still a reasonable village breeder design, though. Hmm. Throw those in there. The iron, I don't really care too much. We have too much of an endless production of those. Oh my god, stop. I feel like I'm doing it in the corner. Like, it must be because I'm hitting, like, the tiny ledge there before it switches up. Ooh. It's also, like, too much. If I go too much forward, it's gonna turn. Brat. Stop it. Stop it, you. There. Alright, good. Let's do... This has to be on the other side. Okay, there we go. Wasn't I able to do that before? Probably only with the help of the chains, definitely for sure. playing the alpha build of Minecraft and how was it compared? I suppose I was not that in that early. I think I started in 2012 a little bit, and then a little bit again in 2011, and then I stopped playing entirely until I started this series a few years back now. Because this was my attempt at getting back into it, which I would say has been pretty successful, to be fair, considering how many episodes we are on. At least I've been enjoying it. I have done a little bit of servers in between, but on that. Unfortunately, I still love the idea, but it just never really works out because people either don't have time enough or it turns bad. Where it's like half-finished builds everywhere. People don't really have the energy for it, and neither do I. So it's completely fair. Once a week is very suitable for me. It's not overloaded. It was quite comfy. I didn't really like it much. As later in the beta, I didn't really like it as much as in later in the beta stages. Basically, the update where they added the hunger bar, I stopped playing. I heard a lot of people were not a fan of that back when it came out. I would say it's not really an issue at this point. But I have also heard some complaints from like old school people that they feel like the game almost feels modded at this point. Which I can definitely understand why they say, considering all the new stuff that they added. But one of the reasons that I kind of enjoy getting back into it is because they keep it updated. So it's sort of a double-edged sword or something of that sort. It's a sword of that sort. Wait. Oh. I'm a grumpy old man about the hunger. Understandable. Golden carrots and you'll be fine. Come on. The future is now. Or something. Let's grab a stack here. But yeah, I like all the technical bips and bobs. The crafter has me excited for the new update, for example. A lot of people might feel that that's too much and they want the manual labor, but the automation aspect and the ability to make machines, I do enjoy that. Okay, there we go. Now these two will work, he said very confidently. Okay, time to go and get some boys for a proper test. Oh, oops, okay. Wrong. It's really comfy on an MP server. I would say sometimes. I done a little bit of... Yeah, it's pretty good. A little bit. We've added the top on it. It's been the bottom piece here has been there for a long time, but now it's sort of going into copter mode with these. They probably need a little bit of structural support or something, or maybe like a giant spire with something that holds them up. They're a little bit freeform floating at this point, I would say. The idea was basically the same as this building here, because I like this one a lot. Up and out in the classic English cottage house style. It works well, really good for that one. And this is sort of the tech version or something. I don't know, dude. Okay. It was just, I had a lot of iron. I had a lot of wood. I was like, can I make a reasonable design with this? I can. Okay. And we just kind of went up. And then I stuck to it a little bit, you know. Decorated the wood hole, which still hasn't grown, annoyingly. But I guess maybe I'm too far away when I'm on the top over there. Anyway, hold on. Down to the failed experiment cave. Because we need some test subjects. I need to turn on... Actually, we can let them load up a little bit while I do this. Let's see if my next machine can become a little more elegant than this monstrosity. I hope so, but I'm not confident. Oh. Let's go in here. Wait. Oh, shoot. Okay, I did it in the wrong order. Crap. I'm setting them up too early. Hold on. This is the contraption where, I mean, pretty much, I would imagine. It's definitely complicated enough as is. Though everything makes perfect sense to me, I understand how it works flawlessly. You don't need to know. I modified it the short rundown. The TLDR is minecarts go around in loop, carries the zombies from here into the drowning chamber down below. They get spit out after they have been turned into drowned, and then they come back up through that bubble column there to be killed by the player. That's the very short description. I've then modified it, hijacked it to send them up to where we are making the other more effective copper farm, because otherwise the hourly rates is this. A measly 48, which is not good, okay? The drowning chamber, despite all Minecraft updates, never changes. I mean, I don't know. I liked my design here. I feel like it's an interesting way of doing it, where it has a built-in timer system and it will, figure it out on its own whenever it gets filled to like the perfect amount just before they start to entity cram. I don't think they can cram in the water, so that's probably not an issue, but that means you could use it for something that doesn't have water in it as well. If you wanted to do some other type of conversion for the mobs. Okay, this is why I'm not really that big of a fan of having them in there. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said, like, despite this machine being a colossal failure because it relies entirely on the spawning of the spawner, and I didn't realize how terrible that was, I really enjoyed making it. It was fun going through making all the stages, which is kind of why I'm approaching the copper factory, this up top, the same way. Okay, so now we've turned off the minecarts. So we stack them up in this little chunk up here, is the idea. Oh, come on. And we get a few of them, and then we feed them some items, and then we send the item dudes upwards. And then we use them as test subjects to see how many reinforcements we can get to spawn in the two tubes that we just fixed. Because of course I built them exactly wrong last time. Like, the one possible way that it could fail. But it's good to double check it, because I had a feeling that was the case. But at that time I didn't really know what corner they had to be in. It was only sort of suspected. Alright, let's see. I think that's going to be enough. Really only need like a few dudes. But it's sort of, you have to get a little bit of a larger stack in case they don't want to take the items. Alright, here we go. Oh. Damn it, I hate when it does that. You can sort of see all of them holding something. Come on then. We'll also have to make a new drowning chamber up top. I did consider using this potentially. Like, the whole contraption on the inside of how this copper reactor will work is going to be very interesting to try and figure out how to make. Because that is quite a unique piece of machinery as well. Speaking of. Alright, let's see. I think that's good enough. I don't need like a gazillion of them. I'm just going to punch them to death like last time. That should be the easiest. And away you go. Also the ones that don't hold anything, of course, but he's gonna be a good little boy. Are you just building a self-sustaining settlement? Kind of. Right now we have 2 settlements, technically. Because I managed to build my teleporter for single player, which allows me to jump out to the 4,000 one pretty easily and fairly quickly. It still has a little bit of travel time on it, technically speaking, but that's because of how it works. But because of how it works, it can also technically go to infinity. It's not perfect, but it is a way to move in the game that I haven't seen made anywhere else, which is why I'm so secretive about it. Height is good too. And I still need to figure out more systems for it. Like, you know, right now it's very simple because we have a two-way streak. But if I need to stop in the middle, that's a little more complicated. All right, there we go. I'm curious if we'll see some of the dudes without any items on. They should technically despawn as they go up through this tube here, over in the other building, but you never know. Get transferred a little bit too far away and all. But yeah, anyway, what I was about to go into is that this settlement is sort of trying to supply the other settlement with copper, because I need it to build with, because of the project that I decided to do. And so, and so because I have a spawner here, it was smart to do it, and then we just jump back and forth whenever we need something from one to the other. And the idea is to kind of continuously make bases, you know, themed. This is the sporadic, like, starter base, right? Where every chunk has something new in it. We're still going chunk by chunk, of course. Let me see here. I mean, I can take a jump out there and show you. I can't remember if let me know if you've seen it out there or not. If you haven't, I'll jump out and show you. But otherwise, I'll stay here for now. Is it going nighttime or daytime? Oh. I'll just try and sleep and we'll see. Okay, nighttime. All right. So yeah, basically it's sort of wherever things is convenient, and the idea is also to spread things out a little bit so they aren't all at the same spot, so I get some incentive to move around as well, which would be fun. But we will kind of anyway because of the building projects. All right, time to test number 2. I bet. Okay, oh, I forgot the button. There we go. So the gist here is I'm just going to punch all of these dudes to death. So this is going to take a little while. And then we're going to see if these 2 chambers have zombies in them. Which ideally they should. And I also I looked up a little bit. Apparently the reason why the snowballs work for the... what's it called? You know, from the snow golems, is because it actually doesn't matter if the zombie doesn't actually need to take damage. It just needs to look like it's taking damage. Which means the reinforcement must be related to the visual aspect of him turning red for a moment. And I just... yeah, I'll just do this. This is faster. We don't need to do maximum damage. And we should be able to hear it once we've killed all the zombies. We should be able to... oh, you fucker. Should be able to hear the zombies on the inside, so that will be a nice little indicator. Unless, of course, they need a pathway directly to me, in which case they might not be able to right now. I mean, I feel like they should still spawn behind the wall there, but maybe we'll have to change it to trapdoors or something. Oh, they do have a fair bit, but the fist is also doing, like, no damage. But I'm doing that on purpose, specifically to make sure that they get more chances to spawn. That's also why you'd want to use something that damaged them, like, the absolute least amount. And I've seen different ways of doing it. Witches, to do some splash potion shenanigans. TNT dupers, which we don't have access to, because I still haven't found a single coral reef in one of the chunks. You get the snow dudes. You can do magma blocks in some weird ways. So it's really all about, like, creativity, which is both nice and a little bit concerning about how to actually do this. Because we're just gonna try and wing it, and again, I really need to make sure that it cannot run out of control. Which is also the problem, because you kind of want it to run semi out of control so that it ramps up. But if it ramps up too much and my PC crashes, it's a problem if they don't disappear when I try to get back in. I think it will. I think they will, because they won't be holding anything. So maybe it won't be that big of an issue, but you never know. Potential question mark. But that's why we're doing this kind of testing, because I just wanna do it the same way as with the one in the ground, just one step at a time, and then we'll figure it out as we get through it, and it will probably be just like the other one was. You solve one thing and it creates two more problems, and then eventually we'll get to having an efficient farm, hopefully, or at least one that produces. I mean, as long as it's at least double of the other one, I'll be satisfied. Hopefully, it should be many times more, but we'll see. It might be good to actually make like different control settings for it, so you could run it at smaller levels. I don't think this adheres to the Geneva Convention. Well, technically speaking, right? I don't think undead are accounted in the Geneva Convention. I don't think it says anything about living corpses, so I think we're good. but other than that, yep. Okay, come on. I hear nothing. Crap. Okay, well, let's have a sneak peek. God fucking damn it. Why is there no one in there? Okay, maybe they do need, like, pathfinding, I guess. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, hold on. Maybe we can actually just leave them open and they can just bum rush me and then we can see it directly. I think this is... Yeah, this is already, like, dark enough. Okay, I'll just open them up then. Surely it must be good enough. Okay, I mean, I shouldn't have killed all of them. Alright, we hit down again. For another batch of dudes. Oh, okay, I'm taking notes. I mean, there's also this problem here, right? Look, I made it about as nice as I could for their little one workstation apartments. At least they can see each other, that's good. At least it's not like all of those village trading halls where you see them. They only have a tiny cell and they can't even see each other. That seems a little weird as well. But it is effective, so. But yeah, Minecraft is really... Okay, hold on. We need to time this so I don't fuck it up. I guess actually maybe it doesn't matter too much. When you consider all of the farms in the game, in general, Minecraft is not that kid-friendly at that point. It's sort of like there's a lot of killing involved of a lot of creatures on factory scale. The more you think about it, the worse it kind of gets. Because everyone's obviously super interested in making their farms efficient, which means more killing and quicker. But I guess it's okay when it's monsters and skeletons. I guess it's kind of weird with skeletons too, to be fair. Come on, give me another spawn. Do it. Do it. Come on. Stinky. Okay, so maybe my farm design here is actually not that bad if you find 2 or 3 spawners that are close to each other. If you can find like a position where you can stand inside 2 of them, this thing starts becoming actually fairly efficient. Because it will even out the rates of which one of them fail to tick, so that might be interesting as well. I should look out for that. Could be an interesting side project. Optimize my potato farm here. Come on, give me one more. Ah, wait. It's probably because they're in the minecarts, too. Alright, let's stick with that. Or I guess we test this first with the open doors to check for pathfinding, to see if that's the problem. And then if none of them spawn anything after that, if this stack of dudes here doesn't spawn shit, then we know that it's because of... it's likely to be because they are sitting in the minecarts and they don't actually target me as a player because they don't think they can get to me since they're stuck in the minecart. At which point they don't fulfill the requirements for spawning something else. Even though I feel like I've already experienced them spawning something when they fall down here. Which is weird. Because we did have a lot of zombies spawning in a specific hole down in the bottom. But I guess they could just potentially be natural spawns. Could be. I'll pick it up to do it. Trying to throw them so that they fall like right in through, but the random throws then cause them to stack up on the edge, and then they're gonna get stuck. You have to hit that like sweet spot. That'll get launched in. Or use ice and just toss them down here and then they will slide in, of course. That's also a reasonable way of doing this. Come on. I think that should be fine. I've thrown over 10 in there. That must be good enough. I wonder if I even have to do it, actually. Because we got the other guy up there without any issues as well. But I feel like just doing it just to be on the safe side. Ah, that's also interesting. If they're holding something, if that means they can't spawn in reinforcements. I don't think that's the case, but you know, you never know. Worst case scenario, it could be. Now that wouldn't make any sense because the ones that spawn with like with a shovel or something would then be weird, and it would make sense. You know, it would make sense for them to allow it because then when you need to go back and get your gear from a dude, he still has a chance to spawn in reinforcements and help him out to keep it longer, or for someone else to pick it up when he kills you with the diamond sword. Up you go. Alright then. Test number 2. Check if pathway shenanigans is, or test number 3, I guess. Pathway shenanigans might be derped. But now they're open. So now there's a direct line. You know, not obstructed by anything. I just feel like it shouldn't matter necessarily. That's why I have a feeling it has to be the minecart that's holding them back. Damn it, already? Okay, I'll go down there. It's all about abusing those falling boots a little bit. Because we are still wingless, as we still haven't found the Ender Dragon. Even though I've been trying quite heftily, to be fair. Alright, tubes open. I mean, he is clearly targeting me, that's for sure. Now I got stop doing that, come on. And he is sitting like right at the corner. Unless he has to be... You give it a rest, bro. That's a good question. I think we need to like get him out of the minecart. AJ, can you stop killing yourself on the thorns, please? Okay, let's make another chamber in here. I think I'm gonna test both while we're at it. How do I do this in the smartest way? Have any trapdoors left? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I have a super sneaky way to do this, actually. Just do it like this. They can spawn on this. But I can just put some rails on, so it's fine. Oh, okay. Not on that, or that, or this, apparently. Let's change these out to this. I'm pretty sure they can't walk over rails anyway. I mean, it just kind of... Does this even work? Pumpkin seed... Oh, fuck. Pumpkin seeds. Throw them out, dude. Come on. Nugget. Wait, whatever that is. Pick that up. And so I'm just gonna do... they can probably still spawn there. Ah, fuck. God damn it, dude. This is annoying. We will fix the sensor later. We're just testing. No! Damn it. Crap. Okay, can we use something else that they won't spawn on? I guess technically this should work. Maybe. Idea here is we launch them around and then I just yeet them out of the minecart and then they can walk around. Ideally in the center here. Maybe we just use trapdoors instead, actually. If I have enough, I do. I think they won't be able to spawn on those, but even if they are, then they... maybe might not be able to figure their way back in. Let's do that. Alright, let's give it a shot. So if the minecart is here and it goes around, okay, it just stops there. That's fine. Now we shove it onto that. Of course, it fucking had to go there. There we go. Whoop. Out, dude. Stop. Alright, good enough. Good enough. Can you stop, dude? Stop killing yourself. For fuck's sake. Maybe this is a bad idea. Okay, he's in. But I am missing the option to kind of walk around it. Oh. This is going all kinds of wrong already. Okay, so far so good. So... I think I'm going to change this one, which might fluke this trapdoor now, but it will only floop it when he gets sent back, so it's kind of fine anyway. Guess on top. Wonder if this is enough to send it all the way back. Nope. I suppose it's fine enough. So if he's there, this, he walks in. That's good. Good. Hello, main. How are you doing? I am trying to figure out my copper farm shenanigans, and we're just testing the tubes, and it's not working so far. But now he has pathfinding. I guess he doesn't technically have pathfinding directly towards me, though. I mean, he is walking over here. I need to see that zombie reinforcement. Oh shit, I can actually punch him out. Crap. I mean, he's clearly walking towards me as a target. Why the fuck is it not spawning anything? Maybe it's just... Maybe I just have, like, too few dudes. Let me just have to... Oh. Yeah, very clearly. Ow! I mean, look, they're hurting themselves. It's not me. No, you... Okay, well, hold on. Back in the cage. Dude, come on. Back in the cage, I say. Back in there. Get back in there. God, fucking damn it. Why is he on the rails? Okay, whatever. Absolute potato. Oh, it's fine, Master. How are you doing? I'm trying to test these two tubes here, and it's not really working at all. But I think it's because we have so few. There we go. He went in like easily. Oh, okay. So if I just punch it... Okay, maybe rails is not the right idea here. Minecrafting, yeah, pretty much. Of course it's not a hardcore world, mate. Ah! Oh, wait, what? How the fuck did I get lit on fire? How did he even get out? Oh, wait, okay. Alright, this configuration here is definitely not working. not really doing the spot here. That's true, but I mean, it was standing here, right? It should be underneath. But I guess he somehow... How the fuck did he even get lit on... He should not have been able to be lit on fire there. Like at all. Hardcore or bust, my guy. Yeah, you know what? Nah. Hardcore's fucking lame. There, I said it. For this game in particular, I would say. If you can't die, it just kind of, I don't know, for me at least, it becomes boring. I'm too much of a risk taker. Or something. I need a more efficient way to, like, goop all these goopers. It's like, it's too slow to test almost. And I did just double check, right? I'm not being an idiot. North? West. The northwest corner must be that one, right? Which means this particular corner here, on this block, should be an eligible spawn space for a zomboid to spawn... fuck off. Spawn, like, right here. Of course, deeper in the hole. The question is if we have them spawning somewhere else. But it's, like, really difficult to tell. They should ideally choose those spots because it's the closest by. And it only has, like... Oof. Never mind. Fuck. Okay, we're fine. So yeah, I'm not totally sure. Fucking stairs, dude. Get out of here. I'm just spewing random shit. I haven't played for 10 years. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. There is a hardcore community, to be fair, that do incredible things in hardcore too. It's just personally, I know I wouldn't enjoy it. It's kind of eh. Man, they nerfed fire spread eons ago. Lots of seeing random. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Where is that even? I'm pretty sure it's on fire spread. I've been very, every time I see a thunderstorm, because everything here is made out of wood, I have made sure. I've made sure to be, sure to get rid of that problem immediately, just to avoid the lightning strikes, because I didn't want to deal with it. And so far, it's gone pretty well. I lost my own base to that. I wanted to try out Flint and Steel. Oof. Literally playing with fire. Like in action. Thank goodness it's a game, right? Yeah, when it really gets going, it just you can't really stop it at all. It's oof. I was thinking a lot about it, both for all the roofs here, of course, but then also this tree here. It would suck if this thing burned. Because I do really like it. Might be a little bit square from the outside and all, but it's a nice aesthetically pleasing little thing. My first attempt at making a fancy tree. I think it went pretty well, to be honest. And the little hanging bridge and the fucking waterfall thing, and yeah, it could be worse. It does look like a willow tree still, I would say. You know, as well as you can do it in Minecraft, kind of. And there's room for improvement too, to be fair. Limitations are fun. During early alpha, I made a house, fireplace, and backyard. Went mining, came back to my entire house. Ah, oh, 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 that sucks. But that's but also it's kind of what you get for letting the fire get to that point. Can't be doing that. I've experienced in testing worlds the same issue with lava because the sparks from the lava is still something that can do it, which you have to watch out for. Sometimes also if it's a block above, that's not good either. Why are the tubes not generating any reinforcements at all? Maybe we get a whole stack of dudes in here. Yeah, it is. It is fun that they do. How do I get them over here without? I guess I need a little dumping system. What I want to do here is I want to try and get like a really big pack up here and then start sweeping them with a sword instead. Just to increase the amount of... but a sword will like kill them. Wait, there's a way to do that. Hold on, wait. It's still gonna do the damage though, fuck. Or is it? How do I do this in a smart way? I want to damage as many of them as possible in the center here, just to see if the spawns work. But it's annoying that it hasn't just shown me so far, which means I'm worried about whether it spawns them somewhere else. Like, you know, downstairs. Which would be kind of an issue. But I'm pretty sure everything is lit up. So maybe... What? Oh, that's the roof. Okay, I see. Can I survive that fall? Nice. So maybe we start by double checking that everything here is spawn proof. A good ways down. I mean, it has to be. It's only 40 down. It's the only option is to spawn in there. Why the hold on, let me see if I can keep up with the chat here as well. At which point do they add him as a legit god tier boss mob? I mean, you never know. I mean, he's already there, right? Isn't that how it, isn't that how it goes? What is this? Let's get rid of that. But maybe leave the lantern. Okay, so oops. I mean, it has to have block light 0, so if there's just any light out here, we should be good. Okay, so far it's good. So there should be no other spawn spot at all where they can spawn that shit. And we haven't seen any zombies like run around down here either necessarily. So it might be too far away when it's down on the ground. I think it should be good. So Mojang, yeah, they did add the warden. They do continuously like add mobs. They will both add them from the mob vote and just by themselves as well. Like we're getting a lot of smaller mobs in the next update, I think, like armadillos and stuff like that. So the Mojang, so Mojang published those mob votes. I wasn't really playing. It's nice that they go with it. So far, it's always been the one that I don't want, which is a bit annoying, to be honest. But I like the system, and I feel like it's a good way to get some engagement for them. The warden is a problem. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, they are adding a mace. It's a bit of a weird weapon, though. To be fair, I feel like it's. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I like the idea of the fall damage scaling and all that sort of stuff. It could make some interesting things, but we are still running into the issue of like you don't really have the room on the hotbar for more tools at all, especially when you need two pickaxes to do, silk touch and the other one. Do you want to go? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What's the brand for this game, huh? I think that little mace can get out of here. Without the pickaxe, the mace is nothing. uh, I didn't complain with the added it, but what do you mean? I don't know if the pickaxe was like added later. Now that I think about it, I figured that was the first thing that has to have been in the game as the first tool, right? Surely, considering it's called Minecraft, and the reason for that name is because it was about mining and crafting originally. See, the pickaxe was always in main. Always in. Anyways, let's get some more dudes in here. I think we'll just try and I'll keep my punching strat for these dudes. Also makes sense that the axe was there as well. I'm a fucking idiot. Why the fuck did I press that? Quiz on me winning, exactly. Think about how late the mace was even to the party. Oof. You fuck. Why doesn't he just want to spawn on the platform that is not the rails, dude? What an asshole. Okay, I think I have a solution for it, potentially. We can just put trapdoors around the top. I suppose maybe this is good, actually, because now he could definitely pathfind towards me, because there's trap... Okay, hold on. Let's rearrange this a little bit here. Run him into this corner here, which I think will work. MH lives on. I showed him the bridge showdown quiz. What? What is MH? And what is the bridge showdown? Let me move these around. I want to make a smaller square with these. Oh. Who? Oh. I see. God, I had actually forgotten. God. That's not good. I'm sorry. But that's just an indication of you having been on the damn thing, on the damn Kumo build too long. Clearly not my fault at all. Okay, so what if I do this? It's gonna floop them. It can't do it. Okay, so I guess we leave this one open. We just fucking do this. And then that. And now, when he then comes into this corner here... Oops, I should probably only have one then. Pop that in there. He comes in here. We need to block that one. That one is blocked by the thing, maybe. I don't think he gets spawned on the thing, and then this one too. 9 by 9 around it. That means he spawns here. Inside the goober hole, and then he cannot get out over these, for sure. Which point we have him in the little pen where we want him. But he thinks he can get out, which means the pathfinding is not fucked with either. Let's try it out. Alright, well, let's see if this works, or if he just... Oh, if he's gonna be an asshole. Of course he's gonna be an asshole. Motherfucker. Maybe we leave this one open? Yeah. Alright, I'll just keep spamming. I think I have the solution. We need to do like that, and then it should force him. He cannot spawn on these two now because it's too small, so now he should spawn there whenever we bop him out of it. It's a minor issue, who cares? Bro, you fucking motherfucker. Fine then. Fine, I'll leave that open. Who cares? Absolute goober over here. I must be able to get like one, surely. Using all these zombies, right? Surely. Could you stop like hitting me every time? Fine, you know what? I'll move it one over so we can do it properly. So he gets in the hole. It's a good question of whether he has to be precisely on the axis where they're at or not. Whether this is a problem. Brah. Out of here. Okay. Lock this. Not that one. That doesn't matter. I'm basically in the fetal position. Hold on, let me see it. Pickaxe infidel. Oh, that is a good username. That's a good character name too. The pickaxe infidel. There's some possibilities there for sure. Because what if we do this? Surely he will just spawn here and then walk out, right? And not be an asshole. Maybe. Hold on, I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing here as well. So I can set it up to make a little bit of sense at least. So it's just a smidgen. Okay, can I throw out the fucking stairs? Like actually, fuck off. It's super annoying. Get out of here. Okay, so this, plop it in, run it. Need a thing there, maybe. You punch it out. He walks into the hole. And he cannot walk... Oh, wait. He cannot walk back out. Oh, let me see here. All jokes aside, Vegas will win every trade, I think. It definitely does. Like, it's 20%, keep that in mind. So when you hit that, like, 440 or whatever it gets to, you get... It's like you're hitting with 600 if the other person tries to trade. which is significant. That's why it does so much damage. And on the R2s, chef's kiss. Also because it's so funny when you bonk him with it. It's good entertainment if you can use it correctly. Is killing the Wither for the damn Nether Star actually worth it? Yes, it is. The beacon thing is absolutely good shit, and I should be doing it. But it is better to get to the end because there's a good way to cheese the Wither as well there. Like, we don't have a map or a compass both. Is it just purely for aesthetics? What? I mean, there are maps and compasses as well you can use in the game if you want. The beacons is more for... it's actually more for the buffs that the beacons provide than the beacon itself, like the light beam from it. Usually you get like effects in the area around the beacon when it's turned on, which is what you want, like regen, faster movement, and stuff like that. This is the last guy, actually. Come on. We'll go get another stack in a moment. Yes! Ah, success! It works! You saw it! There he is! He fucking came out the hole! Ding, 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 motherfucker! Alright, we have one tube working. Admittedly not fantastically, but I'll take it. First chain reaction, little beginning there. Boom. I think he spawned like weirdly right here or something. Okay, progress. We have confirmed that this one works. If this one works, the other one has to work too. And then it's just because we have very low chances of doing it. So far, so good. Now we need to consider changing the tubing here. I mean, I can just lower it again, to be fair. And then we need to get them into some sort of other chamber. Okay. Good enough, good enough. I have confirmed that the tubes are working. That's all I wanted. I now trust that in this center here, if we damage them in there, it will be nice. So the question is, what the fuck do I do now? Because now we're getting to the complicated part. So cue another fucking gazillion episodes of me messing around with this shit. Alright, hold on. Let me catch up with chat. I got distracted. Okay. All the pickaxe users gotta do is not get stunned. I mean, yeah, technically, you can just stack enough poison, you're fine. And if you... I suppose it's kind of fair, right, that the mace does have that advantage over it, because if the pickaxe had the amount of stun that the mace has, it would be completely busted. Like, it would... Sure, the whole trying to get the counters actually helps you a fair bit if the other person is aggressive, but if it could stagger them too... You can still take the counters to get the one-off counter and not just spam hit the person, which is usually which is kind of the idea with the lower poise thing, right? But that would be completely insane if it had like 52 or however much it is, 0.5. What, base is cooler? No. Pickaxe is golden, which is also weird because no pickaxe would be made out of gold or brass for that matter. Like, you would make it out of steel and nothing else. Otherwise, it's not hard enough on the tip to do anything. Yeah, also poise. Yeah, exactly. It only has the 30. Again, I believe the intention with the 30% is, or with the 30 poise, is that they, if you continuously swing, right, if you just spam swing on the target, you're not going to stagger them. And then that gives you extra chances to get the thrust damage in. I would guess that that's the design plan from Miyazaki himself. But it's not a good design plan. Because it rarely is really usable that way anyway. It's fun sometimes when people just get aggressive or if noobs don't know what they're doing and you just keep whacking them. But it's not something I ever really count on while using it. It's much better to just abuse the fact that it has so much range. You can hit them from weird ranges. But you can kind of do that with the mace too, to be fair. So latency dependent. Um, it is honestly, I think the Warpick has a little bit more damage, but I cannot stand the Warpick's fucking moveset. And I'm pretty sure it's smaller or has less range. At least it feels that way. The pickaxe the pickaxe sort of feels a little bit like you're using the what's it called? The giant blacksmith's hammer sometimes, because it sometimes it hits from far away, and I really like that. And the Warpick definitely never does that. And the fucking R2s of the Warpick, the slow swipe from side to side that fucking doesn't even. I think it has like a 45-degree angle where it actually hits in, and the rest of the animation just like meh. Meh is my verdict on the Warpick. Unfortunately, because I do like the look of it. It's kind of alright. I don't know, kind of not really actually. It's okay looking. It's reasonable, but it's also weird because it's not a full strength weapon. It's a quality weapon for a hammer. It's kind of. Well, I didn't want to bother quiz with the subject. We're all sad that you missed. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I had some stuff to do. Unless, wait, are you talking to Maine or are you talking to me? Because there wasn't any last week. Hey, don't worry about it. We'll go again tomorrow, and I got the new controller up and going, so I'm looking forward to not having to fucking deal with the goddamn stick drift all the time. That's gonna be nice. Ooh. I'm gonna actually be able to play. Yeah, I figured because it wouldn't make much sense to tell Maine that he didn't fucking that he wasn't there if there was no show anyway. What controller? I got another DS4. I briefly considered getting the DS5 or whatever the fuck it's called. It's called something else, but the one that comes with the DS5. But I looked a little bit at the specs of them, and I decided to say fuck it because it doesn't seem like a big enough upgrade over the DualShock 4. And I'm already used to using the DualShock 4 now, and I like it well enough. So I didn't really want to go with the Xboxification version of it, which is what I feel like they've done a little bit for the PS5. It is also a bit fun because I got some time to look at the blue one that I have, and the the sticks, right? The the analog sticks are like pretty well worn. It's probably gonna feel weird, the new one, because the other ones will have a larger radius, if you catch my drift, because they have like a rim around them where they're just worn down. It always happens on them after a few years, but it's still fun to think about. Boo DS4? No, it's good. I like it. I mean, whatever floats your boat, really. Now you can blame all of your shortcuts. Yeah, now I can't. That's true. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hold on. It's because of the new controller. True. we just switch it. It's no longer because it's broken. It's because it's a cheap one or something. I hope it's a real one. I paid like a reasonable price for it. Not too much, not too little. Catch your drift. Don't say that your controller will drift. I mean, trust me, bro. It cannot be as bad as it is on the old one. The old one will okay, let's say that this is the analog stick, right? And this is the 0 point on the right stick. Sometime, you would expect for it to perhaps jump from the center here and out to like this place here. This is within the dead zone. And then sometimes maybe it'd go to here, right? And then go right back. And that's like an acceptable amount of stick drift on some spots somewhere. But then there's the one that I have at the moment, like the old one, where it goes from here to like here and then back again. And it is or sometimes it just gets stuck like here from the center. And it is bad. in Dark Souls when that happens because it's the camera, right? So if you're walking and running forward, you're gonna be doing like this, ooh, off the ledge, and it has killed me a couple of times, which is ass. like I okay, it was time. It was time to get a new one because I had tried to switch the sticks around as well and cleaned it like 2 times or something, I think. And now here at the end, because I got really frustrated with the stick drift and smacking the analog stick a little bit just to get it to like get out of the goddamn fucking potato shit it was doing. I think the Bluetooth broke in it, and I've gotten too used to it. I've gotten too used to it now. It's actually good. I mean, you just sort of learn to compensate for it, kind of. But it was definitely getting to the point where it's like it sucks to die to it. Can't recommend, but that's you have to deal with it. Uh-oh. Speaking of, fuck, I fucked it up. Crap. Okay, whatever. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it is. I need to unpack it and then plug it in tomorrow and then let it charge fully and then double check that it actually has. I mean, I assume it has Bluetooth because it would be stupid if it doesn't. Maybe I should actually check that before I unpack it just in case. Uh, I mean, if it's for the PS4 system, it has to have it, surely. It's a version 3.5. I don't know what the original one that I have is. That's probably from when the PS4 came out, actually. When was that? Yeah, because I think I got the PS4 because I hoped that Bloodborne was going to be the new thing, right? Only to then be scammed into fucking PS Plus and hating it. It says wireless controller on the back. There's only one way it can be wireless. I think it's fine. Unboxing pre-stream before I don't have a camera. But I guess you could get the sound effect of me ripping ripping the thing open. Base PSA. Let me say it like this. I like the controller, and that's it. Okay, that is it. Okay, the menu theme is kind of okay too. But in general, the consoles are just they lag behind. I wish they would just drop making the machines kind of and just focus on making the controllers the absolute best they could. Cuz that will sell every time, no matter the game. It's a solid choice to just fully focus on the controllers and make those the best possible with a larger market and more options and yada yada yada. It could, ka-ching, dude. But they're not doing it. No, it's just there's two brands to pick from, and the endless potato war of who can run it best in 30 frames per second, right? Oh, big sad. And then you have to pay for the subscription and double. I just hate the double pay for the internet. That's really the main thing. I don't want to have to pay for my internet provider and then also have to pay Sony Network themselves for literally no reason at all. Imagine if Steam made a PS Plus thing. Just imagine the outroar that would happen. Yet for some reason it's acceptable for consoles to do. I'm guessing it's because they don't make enough money, so it's a way to support it. But wouldn't that just be an indication that this isn't the right way to go? And then why is it pushed as much as it is? And there's many questions. I'm not innocent though. I paid for many many Xbox Live controllers. I haven't actually broken any controller ever, really. They only get destroyed after wearing down and being overly used. I haven't like thrown it at the wall ever. And I still have all the old ones too. Like the original PS1 one as well. Not quite the original. I think maybe actually. I think I might have one of the ones that don't have the analog sticks. If that doesn't reveal my age, then, close enough. Also, hello, Kaku. But monthly free game. Okay, to be fair, that is a good thing if you are the type of person that likes to play a lot of different games. Then it's fair. But I am not one of those people. I like to find a few games and then go all the way into them. All the way to... Oh, that sounded wrong. All the way to the back. And really, figure out how they work. Make machines and stuff like this in Minecraft. I go a little bit too all in on Dark Souls, let's be honest, if we look at the hours. I do variety on one day out of the 3 days that I stream. I feel like that kind of explains it. One down from overuse. I'm a sin game. Classic Xbox controller user. Throws it at the wall. But to be fair, right? If you think about it, like consider how sturdy those things are made in general. And I was discussing this with my friend as well when because I flipped it with him to get some ideas on what controller to get because he's also an Xbox user. And basically, when we were considering the PS5 one, it kind of makes sense. I can understand why they designed it similarly to the Xbox controllers, both for the ergonomic aspect of it, but also for what I assumed was a more sturdy shape. So when you throw, let's assume that our Zen gamer throws the controller at the wall. Which one will hold up best? The DualShock 4 or the Xbox controller? Now, given the shape of the mustache handlebar DS4, I would say it's probably a bit more fragile in a, kinetic impact of gamer rage proportions. I wouldn't be surprised if that has a role to play in the redesign as well. That it's more sturdy and won't break as easily, considering it's heavier as well. That's definitely what I would imagine. Also, I watched a couple of reviews of like multiple controllers to get a good idea, and the DS4 is the lightest of them all, and it is quite fast if you don't overclock them, which I don't do because I didn't even know you could do that until I saw the review. But it's pretty damn fast on the wireless, which is probably why the old one has felt kind of ass whenever I switched back to the wire, because not only is it on the wire then, and the wire has that fucking goopy, shitty connection, which is one of the downsides for the DS4, but it's actually also slower, apparently, in terms of input lag than the Bluetooth, which surprised me a little bit. And it's by quite a significant margin, according to the review. So it will be faster. There won't be any stick drift. And now I won't have to be pissed off whenever I'm trying to aim with the goddamn thing and it keeps moving it from where I actually want to place it. It's been an annoying thing, and that's why I haven't used the bow as much as of late, because it's kind of nearly impossible when you need to make those like small adjustments to account for where people are going, and it just sort of like slides. You move it to that corner there. That's where we want to shoot, and then it goes and it's like, fuck off. It's hard enough as it is, okay, to do the controller shots. You don't need the stick drift on the right. Definitely not. Trying to buy third-party controllers and having good price points, understandable too. I don't want to keep relying on Sony and Nintendo at all. I get that. I get it. I did go for a real one because I wanted the quality. But there is a good argument that you could probably get two for the price of one if you go with the off-brand. The real issue, I would almost argue, is that you might not be able to tell if it is like the one of the reviews that looked at it was like, you have to look at the logo to be able to tell if it's like a semi hand painted logo, and it will be like a minute detail that will show it. Like if the line on the PS logo on the controller is not quite straight, it might be a fake. that sort of level. I'm not totally sure what to make of that, but we'll see. Hopefully it will just not be complete ass as the other one is currently, and that will be fine enough for me. I can make do with it. If I can handle the amount of stick drift the other one has, I think I can handle it if the new one is not perfect. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Contrary to expectation, Chinese companies have been putting Great offers the last couple of years. Probably has a little microphone tracker in it too, though. I don't know. Tinfoil hat on or something. I mean, yeah, it's stupid. I was standing a little bit suspiciously in the store and looking extra hard, and it must have looked real fucking weird. But you know, I wanted to be a little bit sure. Switching from blue to black because I don't think they had it in blue. I don't really care about it, but I have liked the blue one. I think I had one. It's probably because of like it's nostalgic for me. I had a blue DS3 one, DualShock 3, which also got overused. Hmm. Okay, so what was I doing? We got completely sidetracked here. Okay, let's make it simple. Let's build these two chambers where we don't have the full length here because we don't have that chunk, and we'll build those as well. I think that will be a good start, or at least that one. I need to figure out a different situation here with this. This is very practical because it comes up like right on the outside. The problem is if I get them out in this chamber, I have to move them somehow. Maybe we need to make like a proper chamber down there and then have a minecart system that takes them up to where we can get them into the center here somehow, and then just like dump them in maybe. Yeah, I need to start like trying to plan out this thing because this is a complicated machine by comparison with the other one, and you know you've seen how complicated the other one got, right? So how the Okay, we definitely need to remove this first of all. I feel like we need to extend these so that it's the same on all sides also, which means we'll have to buy a chunk and make some little hut in there or something so that there's something on the ground and it's not just this thing reaching out over. And we'll have to do the same over here because I think that fits with that one. Oops. Yeah, I don't have that one over there. Okay, let's see what we have to spend then. Oops. Well, we get a chance to repair this though. Damn it. There we go. I think there are some temporary openings, but it's fine. There we go. We'll take off the hitboxes again. Ah, oops. Any ideas for what we should build in those? Any requests? Let's see if I can find some money first. Not gonna use those. Those are expensive. Do I have any other ones? Ah, perfect. Okay, I have 3. Build a fountain. That's a good one. That's a good idea. Which one do you want it in then? This one? Oh, I've already purchased this one. Wait, hold on. This one over here. With a lamppost. Or this little field with parts of the house. Okay, not all of it. Are they still in there? There's no one in that house. I think maybe here. I think a fountain right here. That would look pretty nice. Sort of be fitting with the area. Can you guys like fuck off? God damn it. Hold on, let me make it daytime first. Put it near the house. Okay. I think that's what was that one over there. Yeah, because out in the center here would look kind of weird. A fountain. Ah, we could put a little bit of redstone in that too. That'd be kind of fun too. Alright, first things first. I will purchase this one and build the fountain here. We'll clean out that thing finally. Would be nice. And then it can also sort of be linked up potentially with this little goober stream over here. So that would be nice little if it overspills. But I guess it shouldn't technically overspill if it's a fountain. Oh, there we go. And then I'll buy it for now. This one as well. There. Because then we can make it at least, you know, this. It does look ass if it's not symmetrical. Like, come on, this doesn't work, right? I can't be the only one that's like, what is this? Oh, that means we have new underground stuff to check out as well here. Whoa! Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Okay. Go back here with that. Okay, he's mad. Oh. But he's also too tall. Idiot. Pop. Get out of here. Come on. Stealing dirt is not allowed. Oh, nice. Stealing dirt is not allowed, mister. Put that there. That could be a nice little detail, actually. Okay, that was like the worst possible throw. And I didn't even need to do it. Oh. I'll leave the design of the fountain up to you. Since there's a few maybe I'm already getting ideas. I have a good idea for it. Not quite sure how it will pan out, but I'm thinking to add some dispensers to it potentially, and then, you know, get it to do some tricks or something. Just on a loop, right? We can talk MC today. Oh, based. I do also dislike that. Especially, it's also interesting because I experienced it a lot downstairs in the mines. At sometimes, you know, I would obviously go down here and then clear everything out, like make these big strips, right? And then occasionally there's just blocks showing up somewhere. There's actually more since I've last been here. I see suspicious grass blocks appearing, right? Which is a bit of an issue, because we'll do that. And that's the Enderman. That's the Enderman teleporting around. Somehow ending up down here, dropping their block. And then refilling in the mine slowly. No worries. I swear all the time anyway. As long as you can be civil about it. Sort of swearing like a sailor, right? It's kind of fine. Alright, anyway, let's start by clearing it out. I'll probably not finish this today, but I feel like this is a good detour from not cooking my mind too much with that up there. Alright, let's see the harvest. This has remained untouched for years, by the way. This is the first time we'll get this bountiful harvest here. Give it a beetroots. Okay, I'll just wreck it, fuck it. Oh, I don't have room for it, crap. Wait a minute. Do I have carrots? I'm actually, hold on, I'm not sure if I have beetroots at all. Gonna make more of that. I'll keep the gold one. Potatoes we definitely have. I think I might have the seeds because I might have gotten them from the trader, but I'm not totally sure actually. Which means these might be semi-valuable. So we need to... Let me go back and check the... I don't. Alright, beetroot seeds. And there are no carrots in here either, technically. So we've actually gotten a hold of something new. Maybe. I think you can get carrots from zombies. So it might not be that big of a deal. And they might be somewhere else. Oh, this is fermented. Neat. And some free oak logs. I think we'll shave a little bit off. Maybe we'll leave the house for now, since we can't do the whole thing anyway. Little remnant. I have definitely damaged the property value of this house, though. Think about it. Imagine living in here, right? You had a nice view over a plain field and out towards the ocean on this side over here, and then this monstrosity comes up. Oh, not good. Let's fill in this. I guess I could start by terraforming a little bit. Huh. That's weird. Path blocks underneath, can I... Ooh. Why is that? How has that happened? Oh, yeah, kind of. Has that happened over here as well? Ah, shit. This is not supposed to be able to happen, I think. So I kind of want to keep it. If I update this... That's very peculiar. Normally when you place something on top of those blocks, it just like converts it back to a... It doesn't seem to be dependent on updating the blocks next to them either. Weird. Oh! Oh, I see, I get it. Wow, that is really weird. So there's been a village pathway here before that's gone underneath this somehow. And then the structure must have generated on top afterwards without destroying it, which is very weird, but it might make sense because we're spawn is like over there. Alright, well, I'm gonna remove it because it is a bit of an eyesore, but that could likely be the change. In worst case scenario, we have it on film, so we could send it in as a bug report potentially. Ah. So it was here, and it was here, and then there was a couple inside. Let's see if there's more. Nope, that's it. That's very strange. But it could be an issue potentially with this structure. So maybe we should like clip it or something and send it as a potential bug for them to fix. Right, let's see here. A fountain. You come walking in the blue road here. Okay, you know what? We're fixing his property value now by adding a fountain in the backyard. I think we'll keep the ledge a little bit. We'll make it a slightly more little house on a hill. Maybe we keep this house as is. Let me just make sure that I don't go outside scope. Yeah. There we are. Oh, this is also nice to get back to a building a little bit. If we're keeping the house, then we soften this out a little bit. No one saw that. So a little house on a hill, kind of. Terraforming is always a little bit questionable because you don't really want it to look too symmetrical, and now I did it anyway. Fuck it. Okay, wait a minute. What? So, let me kill all the grass first. Mow the lawn. We're mowing the lawn for him. He can't complain about that. That's pretty good. Diamond ore block is pissing me off. Don't worry, don't worry. It will be removed again, but only when I've earned it. That's the gist. I have to build something in the chunk, and then I can remove it and potentially, or actually I can't even reuse it because it goes over here. Dumped in the vault. These are all the blocks, or all the chunks for this area. And that's kind of the idea with it. Plus, sometimes you spend more than a diamond block when you forget to use the silk touch to pick it up again. Which is, if I break it with this, then it turns into diamonds. We can't place diamonds in the vault, and the vault needs its due, right? So it's sort of a very simple way to limit yourself playing the game, which is what's nice about it. So you actually build something in all the areas that you choose, and it's simple enough to where you don't really need to get mods and all kinds of shit involved. If I make a small mistake, I just go like, oh, oops, and then fix it again. It's purely intended to slow down the progression in Minecraft, so you don't like run 2,000 blocks in that direction and get bored because you've seen all of the biomes 2 times over, and then you stop playing, which is a problem I had before. Because when you don't know quite what you want to make. Okay, maybe we make like a nice little garden for this house then, like a little symmetrical thing, perhaps. It becomes a nice little memento of the original city that was here. There was houses over here before. Did I go too far in here? Or is it because that one is... something is looking off? Oh, it's probably just because it's not centered. We'll leave that in there. Oh, hold on, I'll place these down in here. A little bit of flowers here and there is pretty good. Do you know Vintage Story? I'm assuming it's a game, but no, I don't. Not off the bat, anyway. We'll fill in some grass again, don't worry about it. I just want to clear the area a little bit here. Let me plop that right there. So this is the center. So the torch is the center line. And then we make it sort of symmetrical coming out of the house here. That'd be pretty okay, I think. I love making fountains out of obsidian, but man, is it sure. I could imagine. I have not done that. But in general, like, fountains is a good idea. It's not something I've done before, but I have experimented a little bit with the water flows and stuff, which I do enjoy manipulating. Like here, this tiny little puddle was fun to make. And that's like nothing compared to this thing over here. Very tedious to make. This spring coming out from there into this little pond area, then it goes further down into a smaller pond area, then overflows here into these small nooks and crannies along the bottom line. Aesthetically, it looks very much on point with the gravel and everything, and lily pads and whatever the fuck down in the bottom too. But it can be really tough to get the water to flow in the correct way when you're making those. And once you've made it, you definitely don't want to mess with it again. Fountain. The Spencers are gonna click, right? So maybe I should make it into a static fountain and not use like redstone for it. And just make like a little garden project for this house here. With, of course, the fountain being the centerpiece sort of here-ish. Might be a good idea to symmetrify it. That's not a word. Make it symmetrical first. It's a standalone game, basically Minecraft but heavily modded, more survival oriented. There is something that's called RC Craft, I believe, which is basically Minecraft also giga modded to be a proper survival, which might have your interest, I suppose, if you want to do it for this game. The idea being, right, we stand here and we look directly on the fountain. So that means that when you come from over here and you take a little turn, or when you come back, you'll see it nicely there in the corner. And then we connect this up to this field, and maybe it's a farm that has this little field as a neighbor to this one, which I guess could also be the owner to that one. We'll figure it out as we go. There's some. I would not say that there's a lore connection per se, but a little bit. So actually, the one with nuclear reactors, maybe it certainly has dragons and all kinds of other things that aren't exactly realistic. I kind of liked it before, actually. I think maybe it's not going to be fully symmetrical. So it's like the house is on a little bit of a hill, but the hill is a little lopsided, leaning a little bit more over that side, and then it sort of smoothens out over here. But now this is looking too wonked. So maybe like that, actually. Yeah, that's good. It's a little bit uneven. It's sort of like the thing of trying to make ground. Okay, we have to do this though. Now that one might be too much. I need one that goes out somewhere. Maybe there. Like that. Yeah, that's alright. And then maybe we dig this back a little bit in here. And then we make like a... It's not going to be a perfectly round fountain then. Obviously it needs like... That could be cool. Like make it sort of a clam or something like that. You know, with a little back, you know, the classic clam seen from the side or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. You know, the one that can swim technically. The one that's like always used as the go-to icon for a clam. Let's place these in here. Missing a little bit of bone meal here, I think, maybe. Ah, I had some, but I threw it out. How tall should it be? It should be relatively big for the water to look good as well. I think. Can I scoop some of this? Maybe? Maybe that one? Okay, let's muck up where we want it, kind of. That's too tall. I think we want the water to be here, come out of the top, kind of. Okay, hold on. Wondering if I place it on top of a wall, if it's gonna look like it comes out more like a fan, because it doesn't touch the middle. That's my... Hold on, I can do it in here. Keep bugging. Probably not going to make it dark. I'm probably going to make it more lightweight, and then we add a little bit of bushing and stuff around, so it fits a nice little calm garden, and it doesn't get connected too much with the blue road, and a little bit more a thing on its own. Like if I do this, and then we cut this down here. just so it doesn't run out all over the place while we're testing. Literally can't even see the inside at all. So it needs to be bigger. It needs to be a lot bigger. What if we do this instead? Now that I could kind of work with, actually. Because then you could place something on top as well. Not a torch, of course, but something similar. What I want is to make like a proper shell that it flows over, but the water is always a little bit too massive when you do it. Ooh, I got a fantastic idea for the bottom, which I'm definitely going to do. Which means you could keep it simple and do something like this. And it definitely needs to be made out of something lighter as well. Or, you know, not as dark in color, because then we will be able to see it better in the contrast with the water. Like birch or something. Obviously a stone type has to be. Maybe a bit of cobbled shenanigans at the bottom. So when you are here, with the view from the little porch area, you must have a good overview of the garden, so it can't take up too much space. So I think it shouldn't be much taller than this, and then we just make it fan out, kind of. Which means I do want to take this back as well. Of course it is. It's D2. Desert theme, I'm pretty sure. Act 2. Okay, I need to experiment a little bit here. Alright, do I have some chains still? I can test it with the chains. Because I always feel like these are like reasonable waterfalls, but they also look too thick always. What would you say are some of your favorite games? I just recently played one. Overlord 1. The normal, not the second one. That one I enjoyed. Although, to be fair, the DLC was not that fantastic. But I did like it a lot. It was mostly, I guess it was more the nostalgia trip, to be entirely full disclosure. Can you waterlock these? You can. Obviously, Dark Souls is also on the list. I can't really deny that on the amount of things, but it's like if we're talking enjoyment for favorites, that one is a bit of an off pick, but it is interesting. Also, in the same sort of note, definitely the Art of Magic. Wait, hold on. What's the name again? Magic and Mayhem: The Art of Magic, which is the second Magic and Mayhem game, which is also a very old one. And most of it is probably, again, nostalgic that's going into overdrive. I will need to think about this before this becomes something nice, okay? This is not this is not really we're not getting there just yet. This is this is not the final fountain, okay? Don't worry. What would be a good pick? A good start from the bottom, kind of. What else would be a good favorite game? I did like. Okay. Here's a really random one also. Because I'm not really a racing fan, like in terms of racing games in general. But I did play the ever loving shit out of Running Wild for PlayStation 1. It's the precursor game to Crash Team Racing. And you've probably never heard about it because basically no one has, and it's so old that it was a single player game for a racing game. But that shit is fun and has very good music. It's like perfect fucking racing music. And it's simple and yet not quite, but it's good stuff. Another one would be again. I'm just picking old games that I played as a kid. So maybe not necessarily favorite games, but just things that I've enjoyed in the past. In any case, The Sting. If you ever played that old PC game where basically you plan burglaries out, like how to steal things. You run through your plan and then you test if it works, and then if you've forgotten something, then you get busted. Puzzle game essentially when it comes to it, but it's interesting, and the hand jiggle gestures for everything because of the limited animations is pretty fun as well. I have an image that's like 3x3 of all of my favorite games. That's nice. I always have a really hard time picking favorites for anything because there's I enjoy too many things, I guess. It's the same thing for food. I wouldn't say that anything in particular is my number one favorite. It's more like either I enjoyed it or I didn't. And then there is a lot of things in that in both of those categories. Probably more in the first one, to be fair. I'm losing the mojo for the evening a little bit. What I want is like a small faucet, like a fountain, not a gigantic flood like one of these buckets are. Which means my only option is to upscale this unless I can figure out something clever about it somehow. I think I talked a lot with my friends. It used to be very easy, but now I play so many games that I kind of wish I could make a 5x5. Understandable. That's also an interesting thing to compare it to, right? If we're talking back 20 years ago or so, compared to now, the amount of games that are available were significantly less. So a lot of the things that you would play, you'd actually have a good chance for your friends to also play them. Whereas today, it could be so different. Okay, what if we... There's something here. How do you feel about FromSoft games after DS1? Don't think I've ever asked. Generally, not very positively. That's how I would say it. I am very big. I am a very large fan of the first game because of the very snappy feel, which is related to the engine that they used. I expected from all of the following games to build upon that system the same way you saw them do from Demon Souls to Dark Souls 1. And I think the rest of the games could have become really, really successful, like more so than they have been, if they'd stuck to it. Now I get that it's probably related to publisher issues and that sort of stuff, and maybe they didn't have all the rights to the engine and all. But there was something special about it, and they should have stuck with it, because it felt snappy and nice, and not goofy and ass, which is kind of what I got into DS2 right when it came out, and that was not a fun experience, because it was like, what the fuck am I even playing, dude? This is not even the same game. And then you go into the argument of like, okay, sequels always change things up, so you can't really expect it to be the same, and yada yada yada. But I'm pretty sure that if I picked up Demon Souls, that game would feel good to play, just because it is in the old engine. And it's the same reason we all went back to Dark Souls Remastered and didn't start playing, didn't start playing 3 and 2 and Elden Ring all that much by comparison. Of course, it all depends on what perspective you look at. Because if you're looking at it from a company perspective, from the developers. Obviously, the sequels have made them so much more money that they have definitely made the right choice in making them more commercially available for everyone, and making the games easier in a sense. Because I would argue that that's the case, but it's sort of a usability case. I feel like they should just add options instead of changing the plate. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like, if I if you are going to get if you go to the kitchen and you pick up a plate, and what you need is one of the deep plates, right? Because I don't know, you're eating a fucking some gruel or something. Then when you then go into the kitchen and you're only served with what is not a deep plate, with a flat plate with a slight raised edge, you're like, this is not the thing that I need, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. That's a weird fucking analogy to make, but it's sort of the subverted expectation that just does not feel great, because you are so used to the mechanical tightness of the old games, and then you get to the new ones, specifically if you jump from the Dark Souls Prepare to Die into Dark Souls 2, and you're like, holy shit, everything is so floaty, it's so loose, it's so slow by comparison. There's none of that like responsiveness that you have from the original. And that carried over into their new engines. Dark Souls 3 has the same thing, Elden Ring has it in loads, and it makes it really frustrating to play, because basically it's like you have the input lag that you can't avoid. So why add more input lag to the game? When I was and there's okay. To be fair, full disclosure, I was playing Elden Ring on the PS4, so obviously we're in a situation where it's not great to begin with. But when I turn the stick, I expect the character to follow. I don't expect the character to follow 3 seconds later, almost, or at least, I mean, I'm sure it's not that long, but it just feels very, very long before it reacts to what you're doing, which means that you're constantly course correcting instead of actually giving it direct movements. And then Dark Souls Remaster comes out, and it's like, I mean, you literally have the mechanical code. What the fuck? Isn't it a direct port over and then tweak the system? No, no. Scrap the old system, remake it the new way, and then completely miss the whole thing. Like it's like reinventing a plate. You don't need to do it. The plate already works. You just need to give me the right one, not the fucking wrong one. You can't eat soup on a flat plate. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I hope it's making some sort of sense. That's sort of the description of my field, which has also, in fairness, made me consider to play Demon Souls somehow or figure it out, because I think that would be fun for me. And not the remastered version where they fucked all the animations. No, no, the real one. Because I have actually never played it, and I think I could get some reasonable enjoyment out of that. I never have, and I've actually avoided getting super spoiled on it too, as well. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, because again, I know that, like, let me say it like this: when you look from Demon Souls to Dark Souls 1, you can very clearly see that they took what worked for that game, and then they added the poise system, of course, which is its own contester for the people that really like that and stuff. But I would say that that is an upgrade on it. You gave the players a new mechanic to play around with, which is that you can now withstand attacks. And God, was it overtuned perhaps a little bit? But it feels good. That's why we are fucking playing it. At least, I mean, I like poise. I would perhaps say that the toggles, why wasn't that implemented as a mechanic and really fleshed out design-wise? Considering how much it's used in the original games, it's lost in the other games, so it turns into fucking run R1 spam hit fights, all of them, essentially. That's what happened for DS2, and then it happened again for DS3. Bloodborne was kind of made around it, so I would say it wasn't as bad for that. And then you had Elden Ring that's come out now, and it's the same problem of just fucking run spamming. It's all of the tactical aspect that is fun to do in Dark Souls. And I mean, okay, we are talking PvP, of course. like all the mind games that exists. I am well aware that there are some people that play very high level for the other games, but I don't know, man. How high is that level really? I don't want to shit on it because I don't know. I never got into it because it just did not entertain me. I got bored really quickly. And compared that to the first game, where we have several thousand hours, and it still somehow finds new fucking goofy ways half the time. I don't know. Reactive play takes skill, but yeah, it's kind of boring. True, true. I mean, as I said, it's not like it doesn't has its own appeal, and I get that works amazing for some people, but I don't know. It didn't do it for me. I guess that's what I'm getting to. Especially when it turns into you know what the other person's gonna do, and all you're doing is just waiting for whomever does the first attack. We do see it in DS1 as well, as some people that play the run strat where they will never swing and they will only go for the backstab, and they'll pretend they'll walk up and walk back, walk up, walk back, walk up, walk back, and then they'll zoom in, and then they fail it because it's so obvious, or they'll get it if they have enough lag, and it's this is boring. And then when they take one hit of damage, then they run away and heal, and it's like, God, fucking damn it. But that's the game. We know what we're in for. And at least we don't get staggered in full Havel gear by a fucking fist, right? Just saying. Dark Souls 2 never fucking recovered from the terrible feel of that. Oh. I also dislike all the inventory management. For which game? I would say all of them suffer from it, but some more than others. Abuse harmful medication. Wait, but how can it be harmful and medication at the same time? That doesn't make sense. What kind of medication is harmful? Wouldn't it be something other than question mark? Drugs. But that's not medication then. Then it's drugs. That's what I'm alluding to. Also, don't do drugs. It's a bad idea. Obviously. Obviously. Or, yeah. Also, TOS, yeah, true. I mean, it also depends, right? Because when you say drugs, it also... He does have a point, to be fair. Because it is referred to it for general painkillers and stuff like that as well. So it's all about how, use responsibly, I guess, is the thing you need to say. Which is also a contested point, because that's where it usually goes wrong for people. There is morphine, exactly. Exactly. Technically a painkiller, right? And then people like that painkiller a lot for some reason. I'm just running around talking at this point. I hope it's fine. I'm a little bit out of inspiration because I've been thinking about that thing up there. I'm not quite sure what design I want for this, also because it became a full garden project, which I do like the idea of, though, like making a whole aesthetic little area here, because it will then tie that area together with the rest of it, which I have been missing a little bit, and we could like make it go down here a little bit, perhaps make it leak or something so it drips in or something. There's some options there. Apparently you feel good on it. I mean, I think it's more like that you don't feel the horrible pain, and that's... So are you actually feeling good, or are you just feeling normal, or not? I guess that makes you floaty or something. Not sure. I've luckily never needed it, as far as I'm aware. Because it's also like if you're then in the hospital, if something has happened, and they just administer it, you won't actually know if you're on it until you're off it again, because they're managing it, right? So it's just there to like even out the amount of potato pain you're feeling. No, apparently you feel good. Yeah, but like that's what I mean, right? The arbitrary judgment of what feeling good actually is, or classified as. Because I mean, I also feel good when I eat food and candy. Are those drugs too? Kind of, if you think about it. That we're all addicted to. That you literally cannot live without. Everything that people always say when they're addicted to something. Philosophical questions and all. Hmm. I do like this design here. Yeah, sugar kind of is, exactly. There's something to it, right, when you think about it. Also, hello. Hmm. How you doing, Meg? Long time no see. I can't figure out what to do with this fountain right now. Maybe we do like this. I would say I'm managing it pretty well myself. A little star is okay, I think. That could work. Then we can do staircases maybe here so we'd soften it out so it's not as sharp. But while managing it, I also, I bought a couple of sodas here for the first time in a long time. And then you drink one, and then you go out and you do some garden work. And then you're like, your brain literally then goes into gear and says, hey, that soda there, that was pretty good. Why don't you go grab another one? Out of nowhere. And it's just because of that fucking boost. The body's like, brain is fucking the default monkey brain is pretty stupid at the end of the day. It doesn't take much, is what I'm trying to say. I am good. I've just been off Twitch for a hot minute. Apologies. No worries, dude. If you need breaks, it's better to take them. I've been potato grinding, but it isn't worth it anyway. It's mostly just for fun, right? Gotta chill with it. That's the best recommendation. Rambling portion of stream was good because I hate when. Wait, hold on. Because I like when people hate on games I also dislike. That's what, that's fair. I mean, sometimes it's just good to vent the frustration about it. I wouldn't necessarily say I hate the other games. I'm just severely disappointed in the fact that they didn't manage to hit that correct feel of it. Because there's, and again, I'm not expecting them to hit the perfect spot and the exact same feel, because you can never expect that from it. That would be too much pressure on the devs. But you could at least not scrap the whole game and then remake it from scratch. That seems like a terrible way to make a sequel to anything. Imagine, like, okay, what's a Disney movie that hasn't fucked up the sequel? Oh, wait. But at least they stuck to the same characters, I did not try to play Sekiro, to be fair. And I probably should, considering what people have been mentioning about it. But does it have poise? No. No, it only has blocking, doesn't it? And so far, I would say that my metric for the games, perhaps with Demon's Souls being the only exclusionary thing there, is that if it doesn't have proper poise, it's no good. And so far, that has been proven to be correct in like every scenario. And I do feel like the reason why is that I do get why they don't want passive poise to some degree, but it is an additional mechanic to play around, and removing additional mechanics to play around makes the game more boring. I'm not saying it should be the end-all be-all, as it is a little bit for Dark Souls 1, but then again, we do see the toggle mechanic being the alternative counter for all the quick ones, right? Oh, no being rude, fighting. Come on now. Let me see here. I think Resident Evil 6 is a good game. I haven't played any of the Resident Evil games. Like the defense mechanic, game is active. Definitely agree. The whole temporary defensive mechanics or conditional buffs are never really that ideal for me. Red Tear Stone, stuff like that, is also kind of because you can't really make good use of it, and that makes it then feel just cheesy. I'd much rather have it just be active, I guess. You have a lot of movements options for spacing as well. Keep yourself safe. For Resident Evil or for Souls? Which game are we talking about? I think each Souls game is super different and shouldn't be compared as much as they are. Honestly, definitely agree. And I also mentioned earlier that essentially it is also the aspect of, first of all, we can't expect them all to be the same, which is fair enough. And the whole, what does the developer want with the game? Obviously, the commercial success of it also drives them specifically out of the niche that they initially made. I guess I find it a shame that they hit so well with making a niche game and then they didn't stick to making it a niche game. But it makes sense if you need to make money off of it, because then you of course want to commercialize always. You don't want it to be a niche game because then there's only going to be a subset of people playing it. But that's also where the disappointment comes from. It's like you get the really loyal fan base in the first few games, and then you ride the brand all the way to what it is now. You milk it as much as possible. That's kind of where we are. Let's see here. The thing I also liked about Sekiro is that most enemies follow the same rules as the player has to follow, with few exceptions. I would say that also holds true in Dark Souls. And that's also one of the reasons I do like the game. Whereas if you compare something like with Elden Ring, the issue is also in Dark Souls for some things, but it's usually for bosses, where some things will just poise through anything that you do, and you can't trade with them at all because they are designed to smack you, and that's it. And that feels bad. It feels like the game is not giving you a tough but fair experience. It feels like it's just giving you a tough experience. I think maybe that's where they lost the sauce a little bit. Perhaps. I mean, it's a subjective judgment again at the end of the day. Um, Way too many Souls likes are based on Dark Souls 3. Probably true, because that's the one that most people have heard about at the end of the day. As you can see it in the player numbers for each of the games at the end of it, that they only increase over time because the marketing and the brand becomes stronger and stronger. That's why Elden Ring was as big of a success as it was, because it's basically riding the same fucking wind, right? Same fart wind, if you will. Oh, we've gotten to the jungle theme now. I personally really like DS2, DS1, and Bloodborne PvP. I did not like Dark Souls 2 PvP, but I can respect it for being its own thing, to be fair. Bloodborne PvP was okay, but also kind of suffered from the whole gem problem, but that's perhaps another issue entirely that got mixed into it. I like the weapons, except I was disappointed by the pile, what was it called? Stake driver not being very good, because I really liked it as in like the look of that weapon, and I wanted it to just one tap things, and it couldn't really do it. Let me jump back a little bit. I agree with this. I like them in each game. Yeah, same. But I do expect them to be good, and most of them aren't. I would also say that that's true as well. Also, if we're thinking about like PvP in general, why didn't Elden Ring fell short in a lot of areas, and I would say Dark Souls 3 did as well. They really went above and beyond with the Covenant system for Dark Souls 1, and why wasn't that expanded upon? Imagine if they had more factions, more meaningful reasons to engage in PvP. I don't know. There's some lost opportunity there as well. They kind of did. In what way? That was the only thing I can think of is for Dark Souls 3 with the purple covenant. Really, that was a new thing, right? They also said they would also say that they did. DS2 had a pretty good faction system. I genuinely don't remember it. But then again, that would also be fair because I didn't play it that much by comparison. I feel like DS2 PvP wasn't it mostly arena? You had the bell dudes. There was a bit of action in the bell tower. That was fun though. But frankly speaking, that was the same as Forest Invasions, so not quite innovation on the subject. And you had the two areas for that shit. Then it was the bridge, which was basically township, where you just dueled with people on the bridge in the Iron Keep. And then you had arena, which only the three options of those maps that aren't very interesting at all. They don't have any like. You had the flat disc with the little tower on it, the bridge, which was fun for a little bit of gravity, right? And then I can't even remember the last one. Was it just a flat one without a, or is there only two? It's been a while since I played it. You know, can't fully remember. But I feel like, where was the Gravelord Covenant? Where was the expansion of that? That one got lost in the ages, I guess, which is arguably the best one because it gives you the most options. Um, didn't DK2 made blues? Oh, that's true. That's true. You could come in and help people. But I feel like the blue system of helping people out failed always in all of the iterations so far. And the reason why is because the blue either comes in so early that it's just basically a gank situation, in which case he doesn't really help the host. It's more shitting on the invader. Or he comes in after the invader has already killed the host, and it's pointless, and you go right back to where you came from. Which a lot of is probably, related to the issues of how they do the connections and how there's no like confirmation of whether the host is still alive before you get into the world and that sort of stuff, which is a limitation of the which is a hard limitation to get around, so I don't blame them for running into that issue, but it does mean that the blue system is not ideal. Also had the Rat Covenant. What was the Rat Covenant again? I remember you ring the bell for me, but not enough to where I can even remember what it was about. Hmm. Let me see. I'm trying to follow it. Should have made Dark Moon invasions like in 3. How is it in 3? The blue system was so bad, basically it's split into 2 covenants. Maybe. Better to merge them into one and keep the ring. Possibly. In general, that's one thing I would slam Dark Souls 1 for a little bit. Having the rings for both Dark Moon and for the Forest is not super ideal either as a way to engage the. I like the idea of putting on the ring and then being able to be pulled there to save the area, but that's more so for the sake of I could choose an area to invade in, no matter where I am. Which is kind of the same thing of leading into Gravelording, also having a little bit of that option. Whereas that's another iteration of that system where it's now they invade wherever I am. And I feel like there should have been a lot more stuff of that. One of the interesting things that we've seen from mods and stuff like that is right on cue. For example, like the Gravelords shenanigans doing and fighting and filing, right? I remember when I saw Bay do that the first time a couple of years ago, pulling people from another spot so that you could say that if they invade in this area, they have to come to me now. That shit would have been interesting as well to expand upon. Fast forward to Elden Ring, that has no covenants at all. Enough said. You know. Also, I suppose that's a problem for DS1 as well. Sin being a requirement for invasions. It's a cool idea, but ultimately pointless and just prevents, whenever people start fuffing about and making their characters, which half of you here do, filthy, smelly bastards, then they forget to bump up the sin and then the covenant dies. Which is also an issue. Bullying filing is, yeah, it is cheating for sure. I mean, it's a mod, right? So, GG on that point. But the thing is, when it is that easy to do, it just begs the question as to why they didn't open up and expand the system. If all you need is just a node in any area where the invasion spawn will happen, then why is there areas that can't be invaded in at all? Sure, you could say something for filing that you don't want the newbies to get stuck, and that's fine. But why not have an option in the end where you open everything up? Like, there's literally no reason. Except, of course, if you just don't give a shit. It's not like it clocks TX activity. I suppose it does a little bit, to be fair, but it's like considering how small the community is at this point, I feel like it's fine. If you go in there and you're hosted there, people will be joining in right to specifically to go there as well. I don't think people care too much. Oh, hmm. Because Eldritch auto invades Pontiff only. Ah, yeah, but that's also oof, right? Because why not again? Again, there are so many possibilities with the idea of the Covenant system, so that to see them not really expand upon it is just oof. It's just ugh. And again, it's fair because the vast majority of people must be playing it just for the single player experience, so the multiplayer is not that big of a thing, right? But why? I don't know. It's again. I'm not mad about it. It's just the disappointment is there for obvious reasons. We would have loved to see it hit that high point. Are you talking about them expanding covenants right now? Right? I just pointed out that there were none in Elden Ring as a means to point out how little they have used that system for. That they have literally gone backwards in terms of progression to emphasize that the sequels are not as good as the originals. And yes, that would be one of the big points that Elden Ring literally just doesn't have anything at all. Maybe they'll add it in the DLC, you never know. But it's too late because I am not paying for another year of stinky PS Plus, which means I can't play it because they, of course, also fucked up the stupid DirectX 12 bullshit. Or we'll only use the newest and best version of it and not have it be backwards compatible with the rest of DirectX 12, so you just can't play. Haha, fuck you. I was not very pleased, okay, as you can tell. There's still a little bit of salt of not being able to play it on PC, okay? That's all it is. But it didn't ultimately didn't matter because the game is too long anyway and fucking too annoying to me. I did like the build that I had though. At the by the end, the vermin quiz build, where the claws were more effective than the big sword for some reason. I heard it was soon. Oh, the port. Ooh, might be interesting. Because it really should be able, if it can run on PS4, it can definitely run on my machine here. And probably will run better, to be honest. Bloodborne. Ah, the forever meme, yeah. Soon, guys, soon. Yeah, emulating it would probably be the way to go if you really want to play it, but but yeah. I mean, it's talked to death. We've all been over all of these discussions before at the end of the day. It's just a bit of I suppose it's just a bit of a waste is how I feel about it. You know what? I guess I kind of want to do that after having made something down below. I feel like I need to earn the extension here by making the fountain and then figure out something else to make over here. Maybe I make my own version of their small houses. Could be a fun idea too. Do heroin, commit crimes. What are with all of these suggestions footing? Oh. Okay. Can I survive this? Easily. Okay. Jesus. I think I can fall from like really high up then. Hold on, let's try it. You're just saying random stuff at this point, me or chat? Because I think it's both. Ooh, there's your IRL Bloodborne experience. I mean, Bloodborne is pretty okay though. I like the design of everything. The thematical it feels like its own world, which is cool enough. The inside system a little bit. I timed that pretty well with the music. I don't think I can fix that. Oh, Forting is a bad mood today, huh? Cockfoy on fit. Hello, Dan. Is that Dan? Is that Dave? He really missed going 420, kind of. We're starting to dig out people. We are starting to dig out people for the tournament. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I didn't keep up too much if you've made any upgrades since last time. I haven't looked at for more arenas either, by the way. I know there are a few more in Isolate. The problem is it's a little bit difficult for me to get there with the characters in New Game Plus. Because I need to do the stupid fucking worm skip again, and it's like, oh. I need to do that as the last thing so I can make the save already having done that skip. So whenever I reset the save, it will already be in there. I got Jusk and Freezer down. Nice, nice. How many are you up to? Like in total. And did you decide on more stuff or not? What? Take your beefs elsewhere, gentlemen. Don't keep chat a little bit clean, if you will. I don't need everyone to get all pissy about things. We can be civil as well. Civil discourse. Let's see here. I'm fuffing around. I'm. Oh. Minecraft streams bring the worst out of me. Why though? Are you going to? Are you going to slam the massive door in my face? I'll see myself out. Yeah, I figured it was good to have like a catalog. It's also good for me to remember where. When I went through it, there was a bunch of places that we haven't done for the newer season, but I have done them sometime in the past, and I was like, huh, I forgot about this spot because it's been too long. But there's a couple of extra in Lost Isolate, and that's the only thing that's really missing. Where there are some equally good ones. Not all of the pictures in the catalog is all that fantastic, but it's reasonable. It should be good enough to pick some, and I was surprised that it got up to like 30. What was it, 52 or something already? I didn't think there was that many, but there is. Like reasonable arena spawns. So we gotta check the maps out, but still go down to all the red routes. Waiting on Slab's schedule to free up so we can decide when it's gonna be. Good, good. Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, try to hype as many up as you can for it. That's the best way to do it. You should play, there will be money. That's an incentive, but that's also a disincentive for some, like myself. As I prefer it when it's not, when the tensions don't also go with money prizes. Because I feel like that's the wrong incentive, as I mentioned earlier. Not on stream, but like before. Hear the weird whispers in the soundtrack. Alright, what's the time? Oh shoot, okay. I think I'm gonna end. I think it's time. Because I've just been walking around and talking. Oh, that looks cursed as fuck. What the fuck? Oh, that is weird looking. Look, it's especially bad from here, right? What am I looking at? It's two fucking shark, hammerhead shark coming out of the water or something. Or like a snail with like a eyes going off. Talking is fun, that's true. But I also need to like sleep not too long from now. And I am feeling a little bit because I've been out doing IRL Minecraft basically. Rebuilding a fence and stuff. Which is a nice workout, by the way, but also a workout. Smack, you know, when you need to punch poles into the ground, and the best thing you could do is have it. I mean, it is an axe, but you know, you can use it as a hammer when it's a big one. It kind of works, except the poles are shitty and splintery because they have been in the ground before. So you need to tie a little string around the fucking bottom of it, and then, you know, you only destroy it slightly instead of completely splitting it. Hey, it's you gotta get creative. Um, because if somebody cheats, we DDoS them. DDoS them. I think that's a fair trade-off, right? I mean, yeah. The problem is you won't be able to tell when they cheat. That's usually the issue with it. That's why to disincentivize cheating is usually the best option, especially for tournaments. But I also get your point of like the money prize will draw some people out as well, which is a good incentive as well. So it's sort of an arbitrary. You can't have all of the oranges. You have to pick some bananas, something like that. It's also fun. It was. I was pretty satisfied with the result. It's because I live close to the river, right? I had made I the start. I'd made it the first time around, and then when I had a lady out to like check it out, I pointed it out whether or not she felt that it was a little bit too low, and she was like, "Yeah, it probably is. You should probably like raise it a bit." And so I raised it back up from that little section that was the issue area, and now it's straightened out much more nicely. So now you can look from like one end to the other without it looking a little bit like shit. So it's more pleasing to the eye and more functional because it creates a little bit more space. That's pretty good. And otherwise, it's just one of those. I'm not sure what it's called in English. It's a specific thing for Danish where you basically you push down some poles with like half a meter between them in sort of a zigzag pattern, and then in between you put all kinds of garden clippings, and you make sort of a fence out of basically rotting sticks. It's very good for nature because it sort of turns into compost on its own, and it gives you a place to dump all your cuttings from the garden and stuff. And it's like semi aesthetically pleasing for an area where it doesn't need to look pretty. It's an orderly pile. Let's call it like that because that's kind of what it is. At the end of the day. Can I jump out anywhere where I don't splatter on the ice? Come on. Perfect. How would they cheat and we would not notice it? I mean, it's very simple, right? You throttle your upload or your download. That you will never be able to tell from the opposite side. You'll just say, okay, is he too laggy or not? And that will be an arbitrary judgment that you won't be able to really statistically control in any way, shape, or form, as we see with just PvP in general for the game. Then there's the whole 1 point potato 0.1 speed, right? Will you be able to detect that as well? I don't know. It's gonna be difficult. I guess maybe I don't know if you can read it like number wise out. You would essentially need like a proper anti-cheat mod, some sort of monitoring system for all the variables for all sides. And even then, when you were then as a host, you are also receiving the information from two different clients. That is then, you know, even if they are doing it correctly, because of the delay between you and them, you might not see it correctly, and it might look like they're cheating even though they aren't. So there's that whole, you know, it gets complicated. If someone lacks a little bit, they're out. Like that's fair consideration for its money. I mean, yeah, you'll have to judge it as well as any other tournament where it's always a problem because you can't fully confirm, and when you can't keep the rules straight, the tournament idea kind of dies with it. That's why we've seen many tournaments and none of them really get all the way off the ledge. It's the reason I designed the free for alls myself, because then it doesn't matter at all. It can be as goofy as it wants, and you don't run into the issues. It's is what it is, kind of. I still feel like it's a good idea. Definitely keep going with it. 2v2s is fun. Or at least it's going to be way more interesting because it opens up a lot of different options. And I think that could get people quite hooked on it. Especially if, and yeah, and the whole team drama is its own fucking entertainment as well. I'm not sure if you can push the VC stuff through, but it could be fun to do anyway. I think it's a fair consideration. You could. I'm not sure if it's the right crowd. You might lose people for it, but you could consider making it a money. Like if you're gonna make it a prize pool, you can consider like donating to a specific charity or something. Then there's still the money incentive, but it's not like people are not gonna go all out just to get that $5. I don't know. That's up to you. I think there has been some successful things from it as well. It's just my personal take. Is that I feel like it's too much incentive for winning, you know, at all costs, which isn't a good idea considering how loose the game is with anti-cheat in general. That looks stupid. Yeah, 1v1s is kind of like, who cares these days? Mirror builds. I would say you should put in some weird requirements too. You know, make them force them to do themes or something. Fucking Batman and Robin, right? You already have the Batman build. Where's the Robin build? Where's the dynamic duo that wins? Spice it up with some sass. That's always a good idea. You probably won't be able to get people to do it, but it could be fun. But that's that's probably my subjective view on it. That would be what my goal would be, which isn't very efficient, as you've seen many many a time. Will this ever really grow? Like I'm surprised. This is the first time it hasn't really come up properly. It must be because it just hasn't received the random tick, so I'm probably just out of range. Yeah. Okay, I think I've run around the base like twice already. As cool as it sounds, I think most people don't prefer it. That is definitely true. I did try to run the themes in the melee in the first few times, which was fun, but it was very few people that committed to it. It's a so yeah, it's a very fun idea to make it theatrical that way, but it's also a very high demand of the player to make a new build just for some gimmick that they won't really use again. As I mentioned for you, it's best to allow the players to keep using their own builds and not put too many restrictions on it, because then you'll otherwise it might, people get lazy, right, and they don't want to go for it. This is a very serious game. Then for them, well, hold on, wait, because DS is a very serious game to them. It's gonna be full sweat. I mean, it's fair if that's how they enjoy the game. You can't really take that from them either. I enjoy the stupid builds. That's not for everyone, but it is for me. But that also means I can't expect everyone to want to do stupid builds, even though it might be interesting. And to be fair, if you just have a 2v2, that alone will add enough potential goof. Even if it's two of the exact same build, they'll still be able to like tag team, and you should be able to see that during the fight, which will be interesting to keep track of if they play well as a co-op pair. And it's also a good time for it, I would say, to spice things up a bit, create some new avenue for people to explore and like revitalize the game a little bit. It's full level GT. I have no words. To be fair, dual Havel slow. Okay, I would add the fucking fat roll, right? Of course. And you just go 99 decks or something like that. If he flips by the. If he flips, then it's even more funny. I did have a very, very old build for Forest where it was full Hevels with two daggers at like semi low level where he could also flip, which was very fun. It was not like when flip was actually doable with 50, it was after. because the two daggers were the only thing you could use. Otherwise, the weight was too much. Two gold traces is natural. Uh, I mean, honestly, yeah. Again, that's why I mentioned I did talk a little bit with them regarding um, friendly fire or not on teams, and that's one of the potential downsides, but also one of the fun things for if there's no friendly fire, it's just two Havels huddling up, gold tracing in either direction, and there's no way in. How do you then break that nut? That could be interesting as well. That's actually that's an interesting consideration you might want to think about actually, whether or not to ban bleed weapons altogether, because they might be too strong. Since you have two people, if two people use bleed weapons and they're fast enough, what the hell is this guy doing? Get out of here! He's stuck again, dude. Oh my god. Brainless bird, bird brain. There you go. Couldn't even figure out how to phantom. It's such a terrible mob, it can't even do the one job that it's supposed to do. Oh, this one got it. Nope, never mind. What if I just stay under here? Can they figure this out? Oh, there he comes. Never mind. Where's the other one? Let me read. I think friendly fire would be really funny. Um, but since there's money on the line, people will definitely get mad. True. I suggested to them to make it not friendly fire, mostly because I think that would make it more interesting and give a little bit more options. But there are arguments for either way. I think it will just they have to worry less about killing each other, which is a good thing. So it will be more fun when you're trying out the co-op and trying to figure out how to play properly together. But it is a very different play style from. I mean, it's basically gankers, right? They'll play like host and phantom, but then it still won't be the same because the phantoms they are fighting won't have to worry about it either. So it will be a proper 2v2 sort of. So, and yeah, I'm still in the camp of no friendly fire because I think it will do it right. Get out of here. Come back then. He actually hit me because I walked into him. Cheating. You could also make the argument that maybe there should be both. That you should have both categories. So you have that, that will kind of double the work, so that's a lot to ask of Dam. But there is a fair point to say that each team should go through both having friendly fire and not having friendly fire, because it will also make it interesting to see which teams does best in what category. Yeah, that is also true. As mentioned, whatever you choose, there will be inconsistencies, and it will be annoying, and especially that one. But there's still a good argument to do it, because otherwise there's you run the risk of ending up with a free for all instead, which can happen real fast. The fuck even was that thing? It's a you remember you mentioned the mob vote earlier? Some people voted for those to be in the game, and that's why they're here. The only thing they do is that they spawn if you haven't slept for a while, and then if you're up there building something, they bump you off and you die if you don't have, these boots on. And that's it. That's all they do. They drop one item which is useless and can't be used for anything but one thing in the game that mending takes care of way easier. So they are really just a not very great mob overall. Homing Crystal Soman is banned on my mama. Lame, but understandable. That was also something that I suggested as a controversial thing for Dam to ban like categories of magic, or maybe I didn't, but I thought about mentioning it. ban all pyros for a few rounds, or then ban all spells for a few rounds, or then ban all, thing. Ride for desync. It's just not it, but there is a counter to it. You just have the fucking. We saw that in my own stream actually. You get that fucking what's it called, comic justice out, and then they can go all nuts and shoot as many as they want, and then it will be extra useful because you're in a 2v2 as well, assuming there's no friendly fire, of course. Otherwise, it's bad. Alluring skulls is also an option. That's true. You throw the skull, you run in for the BS before they fucking realize what's happening, or your buddy throws the skull and you communicate that to him to do that from the back, and you charge in to make it even faster. Or you have one guy with a Havel shield that just fucking walks in and eats it, while the other guy then sprints around him and goes back in for the backstab before the next cast comes up. There are options. Y'all funny. Yeah, I know. I know the hypotheticals, okay? We're just exploring the idea. I get why you ban it too. It's understandable. Very strong spell. Very easy to use. Once it desyncs, it's just good. I personally enjoy when you get to kick with it, and then the kick does damage. It doesn't really work that way, but you get what I mean, right? You kick them, and then it pops and hits them afterwards. It's complete bullshit, but it's very fun. Fighting desync is a pain. I can't imagine using it is any better. It's not that bad when you use it, to be fair. It's definitely much worse when you're fighting against it because you just won't see them. Oh, that's another thing you need to consider if we're talking magic in general. Fast cast or no? I think you definitely need to consider banning that for sure. No instant dark orb shenanigans. Because that shit's fucking cancer. It's fun. Oh, speaking of, there's one of the membranes that they drop. Can I pick it up? Oh, fuck. Useless item. Absolutely garbage. The only thing it's used for is to repair the elytra that I don't have. And the mending enchantment can be put on the elytra, so you don't need to repair it ever. Really. If you just kill something. Useless. Any type of spell swap either. Spells. Yeah, that's probably good. I'm thinking a very dumb strat here, okay? Even if there's friendly fire on, 2 builds, both using Firestone Flesh Sweat, maximum fucking fire defense and HP. Right, you just pump it in, and then all you do is just nuke the entire arena until the other people are dead. maybe consider Firestone. I don't know. You can get into some stupid scenarios real quick, but I would say that's also you should also keep in mind to allow some things, so that people don't lose all the funny options. Getting those is interesting. I think the soundtrack is over now. Because the maps are big. Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Again, I did give you a bit of both with the catalog, right? So it depends on what you're choosing. That makes sense. But then, yeah, that's probably also good for WoG and stuff. Not like Shitty Berg. I would say you should pick a little bit of everything to make it fair, right? So you don't like overly make the builds that can run fastest and furthest the best. It's good to also give the option to box them in sometimes. But yeah, the Firestorm issue is then something to be considered as well. There's always it goes back and forth regardless of what you do at the end of the day. Can't really get around it. Alright, I've been plabbering on for like half an hour. I think it's time. We can keep talking a little bit. Oh, but I've got to stop playing. Because I'm literally just not doing anything other than just running around. doing parkour anyway. Do I need to? I guess. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me try something. Let's make someone's day, right? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, we're definitely never gonna get up in the Minecraft category with the amount. Holy fuck, there's so many people streaming it. Understandable, but also kind of, Alright, let's see here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What are we gonna land on? No idea. That's a German. We should pick something that's at least English. Oh, there is actually a lot of Spanish as well. Okay. I found something. The title of the stream is Villager Rizzler. Not sure, but he has convinced me over. Oh, let's see here. Do it like this. Copy this one. Go ask him what he means by that or something like that. I feel like I feel like we need some clarification on what a village rizzler is. At least needs the win for the creative title, if nothing else. Anyways, take care, gentlemen. Go say hi to this random person I just randomly scrolled to find. Don't know who they are, but let's make their day. Why not? And remember, take care.